Well, I gotta say, guys, we have gotten through all of the add-ons that are not in boxes. So that's pretty exciting, I would say. So all we got left now are the box sets, the pirate ship, and the core set. Now, if your intent is to watch these videos and see what you want to get out of this Bones Kickstarter, you know, if that is actually your goal, right, then you come to the right place, because we're going to look at stuff that most of it's, all the box sets except for Chronoscope are available. Okay? Right now, Bones 5.5, Reaper Bones 5.5, the Kickstarter. Okay? And guys, we're going to do it. We're going to open up a box. We're going to look at it. Bones Black all the way. Right? We're going to go through and we're going to really, really explore this these box sets. We're going to start with the Greek Odyssey, because that is the set I'm most excited about. The fan favorites and 2 and Bones Dark Depths are definitely on that list too. But this is the one that when I saw it, I knew we were getting this. This was happening. Okay. First miniature. Right to brass tacks. Old Minotaur Joe. Minotaur Joe. I don't know what Minotaur Joe. Or Minotaur. You may hear it pronounced. Here in America, we call them Minotaurs. But Minotaur might be where you're at, how they're pronounced. Interestingly, the Minoan culture had something to do with the Minotaur, if I remember right. Okay, this one was one of the ones that really tickled my fancy. But, to be honest, now that I pulled it out of the box, I am somewhat underwhelmed. Only because it's... Well, that's clearly not how that goes, Josh. Only because it's somewhat underwhelming, size-wise. Now, you guys will remember my video, if you've been with the channel for a while, where I show off the competition's Snakeheaded Hydra. I like the sculpt better. Just the size is, well, small. Yeah, it's not very big. This thing's huge, but only barely so. You might even say this is a large creature. There we go. We'll just put that in the background. Matter of fact, look at it compared to a griffin. I mean, that's weak sauce. I love the sculpt though. So, I'm not mad at whoever sculpted it. But, I don't know, when a griffin makes your Hydra look tiny, not doing much for me, guys. Well, that's disappointing. I mean, it's a really cool sculpt, though. I like the sculpt. So, and it'd be really fun to paint. So, I'm not going to hate on it too much. Really wish it was bigger. All right. Here you go. The Construct. Really cool model. Look at that. Now, it's really neat because the ancient Greeks were all about golems and constructs and such. And if you think about that, in context of when that was and how little actual physical evidence they had that such a thing could be, then alone was. I mean, it's actually pretty amazing. And it's led some people to believe that there were aliens involved. So flash in the alien dude from the History Channel. Because, anyway, this next model, because we got to get going, is going to be one of my favorites. Good old Cerberus. Good old Cerberus. Now, as I recall, Cerberus is the guard dog of hell. The personal pet of old Hades. Or maybe not. Maybe he predates Hades. But he definitely works for Hades. And, guys, I want to tell you, a real menace. A real menace. Even to the gods. Yep. But definitely a menace to player characters who want to mess around and find out. Next up is a creature that I think gets too little love. And it's really neat that these are in Bones Black. So you really, I want to show this off to you guys. How much, so I want to pull this up, but the reason I grabbed this is because this is not Bones Black. It's a similar sculpt. And the Bones Black is much more rigid. Much nicer plastic. You can really feel the difference. The detail wise, it's a little better, but it's not as much better as you might think on this particular sculpt anyway. But by the way, this is a whip. I haven't finished this model. This is a base coat actually. But yeah, I'm just comparing because these are very similar models. And I think the real difference here, look at these wings. You know, they're the same freaking wing. Right? Did you guys reuse the same sculpt? Do you guys see that? Anyway, yeah, I'm pretty sure they reused these wings. That's cool. I mean, I'm not hating on them. They're good wings. I really like these wings. Hella cool. So I'm trying to decide. See, this is regular Bones. And this is Bones Black. I'm trying to decide. Yeah, this is definitely more rigid than this. You know what? There's not that much difference in the detail. It's really subtle, I would say, if... Right? I mean, there is. You can see this. There's better definition. And realize this is painted and it's been, you know, dry brushed a little bit. So that makes it pop a little better. It's not a huge difference. There's a difference, but it's not huge. Anyway, this is not a model I'm going to be able to hold together. But this is the Hippogriff. I think it's awesome. Yeah. So, see that? But I'll also say the difference between Bones and Bones Black in detail isn't as pronounced as I. You know what? This wing fits. Is this one? Yeah, it does. Okay, they fit. Alright, Hippogriff. Very cool. Mr. Hippogriff. And I'm just going to set this over here. There's another piece. It's the other arm. Which, you know, is fine. Or whatever. You know what? You know, this is a model you might even consider getting multiples of when they go retail. Yep. Possibly. I mean, I would consider. Because hippogriffs are cool. And they are a creature that you can use in your campaign. Okay. As a mount. Commonly found mount, or more uncommon for PCs. Now remember, PCs are not regular people. So if you're playing your game where, and you might have a campaign like that, where PCs are just regular blokes. Typically, I like to think of PCs as exceptional individuals. These are the top of their class. These are the quarterbacks, the specimens, the whiz kids, if it's a mage, the paragon, the truly special people. Okay. And if you want to role play a normal person, that is awesome. I've actually done it before. I played characters with average stats on purpose in a party that wasn't average. And actually, it can be really fun to roleplay that, you know. So I'm not trying to corner anyone here, but what I am saying is your PCs typically are exceptional individuals. So them having a hippogriff or a griffin mount, okay, if that's what they really want, and they do the right things to make that happen, i.e. pay the money, take care of the thing, really incorporate it into their role playing, I have no problem with it. Does it give them some really cool advantages? Yeah, but you know what? Falling from the sky is a big disadvantage. So keep that in mind. You know, ballistas are really rough on griffins. For those of you who aren't aware. Now this goes with, remember our, we had our Storm Giant? Well, here is Mrs. Storm Giant. Now the thing about this model is there was an older version of this model. And they resculpted it. This is a new sculpt. Redone version. And it's bigger. Because remember, the scale of giants changed. And so a lot of Reaper's older giants they don't fit the bill anymore. Like they used to. Now, because of the way D&D has changed the scale of giants, the old Reaper models, I'm going to have to heat this to get it on there, guys. The old Reaper models, they just don't cut it anymore. As far as the giants. Now, the bones for stone giants work. But the hill giants, not so much. They're more like ogres. The fire giants, not great either. And it's nothing to do with the sculpts. The sculpts are fine. You know, it's just a scaling issue. And Reaper had no way to know D&D was going to change the scale on their dragons and their giants like that. So I don't blame Reaper. I'm just saying that there you go, guys. The models just don't have the utility they used to. But these newer generation models are really nice. I like that model. That's a cool model. So she's cool. Miss Storm Giant Queen. But, I mean, that Hydra, it looks like a little... I mean, even compared to this, the Hydra's tiny. Here's a Pegasus. Really cool. Really cool. I mean... I feel like the cool part about this set is it's in Bones Black. So there you go, right? Pegasus. Right? Now, what could be cooler than Pegasus, right? Unicorns and Pegasuses. This is the stuff, fairies. This is the stuff that fantasy tropes are made of. So it's really cool that you got various cultures mixed in there, but they're all associated with mythologies. Even though they're separate mythologies, they become such a trope that you would associate Pegasus with a unicorn or a fairy. You can never have too many centaurs. Right? Cool centaur sculpts. I've always wanted to be able to put out a whole tribe of centaurs. And I am getting really close to that. So, yeah, centaurs are really cool. Even ones with horned helms. Very cool. Now, there's a Hercules thing going on here. This Lemium Lion will show you. A dire lion for D&D purposes, or legendary creature. Remember those old rules? Legendary creature rules. A legendary creature was something you'd find in Bitopia, I believe it is. The Twin Paradises. I could have it wrong though, but back in Planescape, creatures of legend were just massive examples, overly powerful examples of common creature types. So a Hydra of legend would be, gargantuan, and a Lissern Hydra and breathe fire, right? Griffin of legend, right? And you would have any creature of legend. They just put of legend, and then you just add the stats, and it'd tell you how to pad the stats and what experience values would be appropriate for that. So, it'd have a list of abilities and say, well, if you put that on the creature, its experience point value is this, and then it'd have a list of hit dice. So if you added hit dice, it would add this much experience value. You get the idea, guys. It's a really cool, what's the word for that? Format. They use the term for it in 4th edition. Pamphlet. No. It's something like that. Yeah, I'll think of the word after I get done making this video. Anyway, here's our Cyclops. That needs shaved off. I can tell you that right now. We'll go ahead and shave that head. template. That's the word, template. It's a creature template. So, Creature of Legend, the template. It's an old 2nd edition template. And certainly an early example of a creature template. And a really cool one. So, you could really customize a Creature of Legend. I mean, that's going to need putty. I could try shaving it some more, but there's going to be putty involved in that guy's neck, looks like. Well, actually, I think if I shave it some more... Let me see here. I think there's room for more shaving, guys. Like, we're not all the way in, are we? We're not loosey-goosey. Might need a little putty on this guy. Nothing too big though. Nothing deal breaking. Alright. Now, apparently he has a 2-hand option. And if you were into magnets, you could really make this work for you. But yeah, one's a sheep. So we know that this Cyclops is... Oh, hold on. Well, maybe the putty's not needed if we put on their necklace. See? Doesn't really matter now, does it? I can cover up that spot. Okay, and then here he is with his base. All about that base, So there he is, Mr. Cyclops. Now there is a WizKid Cyclops that is about the same size, if not a little bigger than this one. But I think they're both really cool sculpts. This one, I like the utility of it because you can play it as Neptune's son, whose name escapes me, from the Odyssey. But it starts with a P, I think. Anyway, definitely cool. Definitely a nice addition. Probably the best one in this set so far. And that's it. That's the set. So there we go. My oh wait, I forgot I pulled out this bag. Here's a whole bag of goodies that we didn't address. I'm sorry, guys. This video is running long, isn't it? Hercules himself, right? Oh, I know why this video is taking so long. I'm sitting here pulling out every stinking mini. Yeah, I forgot the rules of the game. When you're doing a video like this, you can't pull out every single mini. You gotta hit the high points. Yeah. So that's what we'll do. This one, Hercules. Really cool. It's been a while since I opened a box set, guys. Really nice. Bones black. Looks good. La-di-da. Here's a fawn. Very nice. You can never have enough fawns and satyrs. You know, you wouldn't believe how scarce satyr minis are. Speaking of which, you know, you don't get enough satyrs. I think it's unfortunate. Okay. And this is Calypso, I think. And her human thralls that she turns into dinner. Well, there's a price to pay, boys. If you want beauty, you gotta pay. Especially these days, huh? Here's the Greater Medusa. This might be worth pulling out. Only because it looked like such a nice sculpt. So we know the legend of Medusa, right? So I'm going to assume this is Medusa proper. That's really nice. Look at that. Look at that texture. You see that, guys? That's quality. I might change my vote on favorite mini from the Cyclops to Medusa here. Anyway, Medusa, beautiful, offended Athena, naughty, naughty, punishment. You know, there's a theme in Greek mythology. The gods, you know, when they intercede in human affairs, it's not good. All right. Don't remember who this is. But it's cool. Very Greek. It's all Greek to me. Tell me in the comments. Here's a column featuring Hera. Doing Hera stuff. I believe it's Hera. It could be any goddess you want it to be. Here's a hoplite soldier. Doing very cool hoplite things. Nice sculpt if you're into ancient warriors. And yeah, there you go. Artemis, maybe? Nice hair. See that hair? Pretty cool. A lot of painting possibilities on some of these models, guys. And this set goes great with the living statue set. Oh yeah, the harpies. Now, a lot of people don't realize this about harpies, but they weren't actually just random monsters in Greek mythology. They were goddesses. They were actually immortals. They were. This is the Lakota. This is actually an Ethiopian thing, if I remember right. But the Greeks adopted it when they started trading with the Africa. I think there were diamond mines. The Queen of Sheba. Yeah, I might be getting it wrong, but anyway, that was an African myth that was adopted by the Greeks, and there's several examples of that in Greek mythology. So yeah, the harpies were originally important, and this happens a lot in Greek mythology too. They were more important deities, kind of like the Gorgons, which Medusa was one of 3. The Gorgons used to be, worshipped. Here's old Zeus, the column. They were worshipped more heavily, and then they fell out of favor. And eventually, they were pretty much just tertiary characters. And then Medusa was added to the Gorgons. No one's sure exactly when, or what order this all happened in. But there were 3 Gorgons. And I don't mean the bulls. I mean they were gods. Goddesses. They actually had worshippers. They actually had domains that they controlled. But they were eventually castigated, forgotten, however you want to put it, and relegated to a minor role in the mythology as, barely mentions, Medusa gets killed by Perseus, which is, I think, who that hoplite was. But if you go back and you really look at the mythology, there's primordial beings who rival the gods, who are not mentioned often and not used very much, and it's kind of, my theory is that it's all related. So as time progressed and different areas of Greece, different city-states gained prominence. Different gods gained favor. And as certain armies came in and traded, maybe they had skilled laborers who were invited or enslaved. Well, those gods had to get recognition too. So eventually, it was an ever-changing pantheon. And, well, you didn't get rid of a god, it's a god, right? So you had a couple options. You could kill it off, or you could relegate it to a minor role. And that's what I think happened to the Gorgons and the Harpies. And the Titans. And Nyx and Gaia and all these other things that were once prominent and had to have been prominent, but were, barely mentioned because they weren't pushing the story or agenda that was needed. But anyway, I don't know. Maybe it's all real. Maybe our gods are false. Our modern religions. We don't know. And I'm not here to tell you one way or another. I am here to tell you that we got some cool minis in our hands. I didn't mean to get all, esoteric and such. Guys, that's long enough video. I hope you find all the miniatures of your dreams while you are awake. I hope you enjoyed the show today. And as I get time, because I'm going to be working 12-hour shifts. This was last night was a 10-hour shift, so I wasn't quite as tired. We're going to 12-hour shifts for the rest of the week, though. I'm working 6 days straight, so it's going to be a little rough getting any videos done in that time, but I'll see what I can do. Okay, take care. Thanks for watching.